Hi there. This video is an exam paper walkthrough of the Edexcel GCSE Mathematics Foundation Tier Paper 2 from summer 2023. This paper is worth 80 marks in total, and this is the third video of 4. It will focus on questions 18 to 22, which account for 17 of these marks. Edexcel Paper 2s are calculator papers, so a calculator should be used. A little disclaimer: there may be more than one way to answer a question. The methods shown in this video are not the only way some mathematical skills can be applied. Okay, let's get started. Question 18. Asher buys 180 cans of cola. The cans are sold in packs. There are 12 cans in each pack, and each pack costs £3. Work out the total cost of the cola Asher buys. So Asher buys 180 cans, so we need to figure out how many packs. So there are 12 cans in each pack, so 180 divided by 12 tells us that there were 15 packs in total. Each pack is £3, so we're going to multiply 15 by 3. That tells us the total cost was £45. Ethan buys a box of 24 cans of lemonade for £7. There are 330 ml of lemonade in each can. Work out the cost of 100 ml of lemonade. Give your answer correct to the nearest penny. Okay, so we've got the number of mils for each can, and we've got the price for 24 cans. So let's figure out the price for one can first. So this is the cans and this is the price. So if 24 cans cost us £7, we want one can, we're going to divide by 24. So dividing 7 by 24, which is 0.29 pounds. Okay, so that's 29 pence per can. Now we know each can has 330 mils, so we can draw another proportion table, and that for that 29 pence here we get 330 mils. We want to work out how much 100 mil costs. So let's find out what 1 mil costs. So let's divide by 330. Which is 0.087. And then we're going to times by 100 because we want 100 mils. Which is 8.79. So it's 8.79 pence, but we want it to the nearest penny, so that would be 9 pence. Question 19. 240 people work at a factory. Of these people, 150 have a car, 110 have a bicycle, 65 of the people who have a bicycle do not have a car. Use this information to complete the frequency tree. So 240 people in total has been completed for us. 150 people have a car. So this is the have a car bubble. So we're going to pop 150 in there. If 150 have a car, then we can take that away from 240 to find out how many don't. So 240 subtract 150 is 90. So that was 240 subtract 150. 110 people have a bicycle. So we have 2 bubbles for have a bicycle. So these need to total 110. 65 of the people who have a bicycle do not have a car. So 65 don't have a car. So we don't have a car, but 65 of these do have a bicycle. So this is 65 here. So I can find this section by doing 90 subtract 65. I can find this has a bicycle bubble because these 2 bubbles should add to the 110 people that have a bicycle. So 110 subtract 65. and then 150 subtract that 45 should be this bubble. So I've completed the frequency tree. Part B, what percentage of the 150 people who have a car also have a bicycle? So those that have a car is 150. Those that have a bicycle are 45. So it's 45 out of those 150. And if we multiply that fraction by 100, that will tell us the percentage. So that is 30%. So I'm going to pop 30 on the answer line there. (20A). Work out the value of this calculation. Write down all the figures on your calculator display. So I'm going to start by pressing the fraction button because everything's in a fraction. Now I'm going to type in the numerator. So I've got 25 subtract the square root of 43.87 on the top. And then if I go down, 6 plus 2.1 squared on the bottom. Make sure what you see here matches what you see here. And then press equals. So 1.76527923. Work out the value of the reciprocal of 0.625. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to make it into a fraction. So it's 625 out of, there's 3 decimal places, so 1000. The reciprocal requires me to flip it upside down because the reciprocal is what I would multiply this by to get an answer of 1. It wants us to work out the value, so now we're going to do this sum. 1000 divided by 625 is equal to 1.6. I'm going to put 1.6 on my answer line. Question 21. Write 60 as a product of its prime factors. So we're starting with 60. We want two numbers that are going to multiply to give us 60. So I'm going to use 2 and 30. 2 is a prime number, so I'm going to circle it and end that branch. Two numbers that multiply to give us 30. I'm going to use 3 and 10. 3 is a prime number, so I'm going to circle it and end that branch. Two numbers that multiply to give us 10. 2 and 5. 2 is a prime. 5 is a prime. All of the branches are ended. So that completes the prime factor tree. Now we need to write it as a product. Product means multiply. So we need to write the multiplication symbol here. So we have 2 multiplied by 2, multiplied by 3, multiplied by 5. Now I can write it on the answer line like that, or you might have also seen it written like this. Either of those two, it doesn't matter. I've just combined the 2's to write it in index form. Either of these two versions on the answer line will get you full marks. Question 22. There are 48 counters in a bag. There are only red counters and blue counters in the bag. The number of red counters to the number of blue counters is 1 to 2. So red to blue. Helen has to work out how many red counters are in the bag. She says there are 24 red counters in the bag because 1 is a half of 2 and 24 is half of 48. Is Helen correct? You must give a reason for your answer. So if I was sharing 48 counters into this ratio, I would get the total number of parts and I would do 48 divided by 3, which is 16. 1 times 16 is red, 2 times 16 is blue. This doesn't match what Helen's saying. So I'm going to say no, there are 16 red counters.